I mean Firenze. I love it.
What are you doing in Florence?
What am I doing? I'm painting, of course, among other things.
Good luck on the painting. Go slow on the other thing. Merry Christmas.
Buon Natale.
Happy birthday. Mother wrote you won an art prize in Perugia. She said it was a big deal. Congratulations.
Congratulations on making Scroll and Key, whatever that is.
Merry Christmas from the land of Oz.
Felicità Natividad from the Costa del Sol.
Happy birthday from the Sterling Library.
Here you graduated summa cum laude with all sorts of prizes. Sounds disgusting.
Anchors away! Here I am looking like Henry Fonda and Mr. Roberts, writing this during the midwatch on the brink of a giant attack aircraft carrier, churning through the Mediterranean in the wake of Odysseus and Lord Nelson and Richard Halliburton. You'll be pleased to know our guns are loaded, our planes in position, and our radars constantly scanning the skies, all designed simply and solely to protect you against communism. The next time you see me, I want you to salute.
I should have known you'd join the Navy. Now you can once again be with all boys.
We come into La Spezia in January. Can we meet?
Sorry, I'll be in Del Mar in January.
The ship will be in Mediterranean all spring. We'll come into Naples March 3rd, 4th, or 5th. How about standing on the pier and waving us in?
As the French say, je suis désolé, and meeting Mother in Paris in March. Why don't you sail up the Seine?
Merry Christmas from Manila. I've been transferred to an admiral's staff.
Happy New Year from Aspen.
What are you doing in Aspen?
Going steadily downhill.
Hello from Hong Kong.
Goodbye to San Francisco.
Konnichiwa, Ohio gozaimasu. Shore duty in Japan.
Hey, you. Rumor had it you're hooked up with some little Jap bar girl out there. Say it isn't so. Mother wrote that you're living with some Japanese geisha girl and your family's all upset about it. Is that true? Did you get my letter? You're so far away and your Navy address is so peculiar that I'm not sure I'm reaching you. I hear you're seriously involved with a lovely Japanese lady. Would you write me about her?
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I thought you might appreciate this card. It's a print by the 19th century artist Hiroshige. It's called Two Lovers, Meeting on a Bridge in the Rain. Love, Andy.
Hey, you sly dog. Are you getting subtle in your old age? Are you trying to tell me something? If so, tell me more. I told my psychiatrist about the great love affair you're having in Japan. I said I felt suddenly terribly jealous. He said that most American men have to get involved with a dark-skinned woman before they can connect with the gorgeous blonde goddesses they really love. He brought up James Fenimore Cooper and Faulkner and John Ford movies and went on and on. Is that true? Write me what you think. I'm dying to hear from you. Did you get my last letter? I hope I didn't sound flip. Actually, I've just become involved with someone too. His first name is Darwin, and he works on Wall Street, where he believes in the survival of the fittest. I'd love to hear from you. Your mother told my mother that you decided to marry your Japanese friend and bring her home. Oh no. Yes. Sob. Sigh. Say it isn't so. I've decided to marry Darwin. He doesn't know it yet, but he will. Won't you at least wish me luck?
Lieutenant Junior Grade Andrew M. Ladd III regrets he is unable to accept the kind invitation of...
Dear Andy, thank you for the lovely Japanese bowl. I'll put flowers in it when you come to visit us. If you come to visit us, and if you bring flowers. Maybe you'll just bring your Japanese war bride, and we can all sit around and discuss Rashomon. I know you'll like Darwin. When he laughs, it's like Pinocchio turning into a donkey. We're living in a carriage house in New Canaan, close to the train station, and I've got a studio all of my own. P.S. Won't you please write me about your big romance? Mother says your parents won't even talk about it anymore.
Dear Melissa, I'm writing to tell you this. Outside of you, and I mean outside of you, this is probably the most important thing that ever happened to me. What I mean was, it's over, it's on, and I'm coming home, and that's all I ever want to say about it ever again.
Mr. and Mrs. Darwin H. Cobb announced the birth of their daughter, Francesca.
Many congratulations on the baby.
Harvard Law School yet? Are you getting all stuffy and self-important?
As you know, I've always liked to write letters. I decided I might do better trying to write laws, which, after all, are the letters that civilization writes to itself.
Yes, you are getting all stuffy and self-important. Come and have a drink with us sometime. We're right on the way to New York, and sooner or later, everyone comes to New York.
You should have read the New York Times account of your show in Stamford. It sounds like you're causing a series of seismic shocks up and down the Merritt Parkway.
Don't joke about my work. There's more than what they claim in your goddamn Bible, the New York Times. And close, see what other critics said. Notice they think I'm good. I am. Or could be, if I could only focus.
Sorry. I know you're good. I've always known.
Here you made the law review, whatever that means. I assume you review laws? I wish you'd review some of the marriage laws.
Just a quick note. Are you in trouble?
I don't understand your last note. We're fine. All fine. Everyone's fine.
Congratulations on baby number 2.
Number 2 is a perfect way to describe this particular.
Greetings from Washington. Here clerking for a Supreme Court justice, which isn't quite as fancy as it sounds.
Dear Andy, I was sorry to hear about the death of your father. I know he was a great influence on you, and I know you loved him very much. I also know he didn't like me. I'm sure he thought I was bad for you, and I probably was. Still, he was a good, decent man, and I always knew where I stood with him when you'd bring me home to your family back in the old days, back in the land of Oz. I wish I'd had a father like that. Please accept my deepest sympathies. Love, Melissa.
Dear Melissa, thank you for the note on my father. I did love him. He was a classy guy, the best of his breed. Even now he's gone, I can still hear him reminding me of my obligations to my family, my country, and myself in roughly that order. All my life, he taught me that those born to privilege have special responsibilities, which is, I suppose, why I came home alone from Japan, why I chose the law, and why I'll probably enter politics at some level sometime on down the line. Thanks for writing. Love, Andy.
Merry Christmas. I'm enclosing a snapshot Mother took of me and the girls. Don't I look domestic? Stop looking at my hair. Oh, by the way, you'll notice you know who is not in the picture.
Thanks for the Christmas card. Are you in trouble?
Greetings from Reno. Would I stop by Washington on the way back east?
Let me know when you're coming. You can meet Jane.
Jane?
I'm going out with a great girl named Jane.
Melissa Gardner Cobb regrets that she will be unable to accept the kind invitation.
Dear Melissa, had to add my 2 cents worth to Jane's thank you note for the wedding present. Guess who is jealously peeking over my shoulder to make sure this isn't a love letter? First of all, thanks for the present, whatever it was. Ah, a tray. I am now told it was a tray. A hand-painted tray. Hand-painted by you, I'll bet. Anyway, thank you. I hope all goes well with you as it does with us. We'll be moving to New York in the fall. I've got a job with one of those high-powered law firms. It will probably be stuffy as hell for a while, but I'll learn the ropes. Besides, it's in my home state, and it might be a good jumping-off place for something political a little way down the line. We both want you to come to dinner once we're settled in. And don't say you never come to New York. Sooner or later, everyone comes to New York, as someone once wrote me long, long ago. Merry Christmas from us to you. Where are you these days? Happy birthday. See? Even a married man never forgets. Get well soon. Mother wrote that you had had some difficulty. I hope it's not serious and by now you're feeling fine. I can't remember exactly what 1 dozen red roses are supposed to say, but here they are, and I hope they say, cheer up. Hey, I sent you some flowers a while back. Did you receive them? Are you all right?
Dear Andy, yes, I'm all right. Yes, I got your flowers. Yes, I'm fine. No, actually, I'm not fine. And they tell me I've got to stop running around saying I am. I'm here at this posh joint outside Boston, drying out for $155 a day. One of my problems is that I got slightly too dependent on the Kickapoo Joy Juice, a habit which they tell me I picked up during the party days back in our town. Another is that I slide into these terrible lows. Mommy says I drag everybody down. I guess she's right. Anyway, the result is that my ex has taken over custody of the girls. And I'm holed up here, popping tranquilizers, talking my head off in single and group psychiatric sessions, and turning into probably the biggest bore in the greater Boston area.
Have you thought about doing some painting again? That might help. Did you get my note about taking up art? You were good, and you know it. You should keep it up.
I did get your note. I have taken it up, and it helps, really. Thank you. I'm channeling my rage, enlarging my vision, all that. I hope all goes well with you, and wait, hold it, I'm looking it up in my little black book. Aha, Jane. Jane. I hope all's well with you and Jane.
Merry Christmas from Andy and Jane Ladd, and Andrew the Fourth. Guess the name of the dog.
Corgi.
You got it.
Merry Christmas from San Antonio. I'm trying the Southwest. I can see the most incredible shapes from my bedroom window. And there's also a pretty incredible shape now sweeping in my bed.
Season's greetings from the Ladd family. Mother wrote you were planning to get married again.
I was. I did. I'm not now.
Donna Rhodes and McAllister announced the appointment to partnership with Mr. Andrew M. Ladd III.
Dear Andy, now that you're such a hotshot lawyer, could you help me get my children back? Darwin hardly lets me near them, and when he does, they behave as if I had some contagious disease. I wasn't much of a mother, but maybe I could improve if I just had the legal responsibility.
Better stay out of this one. Our past connections. conflict of interest.
Hello from Egypt. I'm trying to start over again in the cradle of civilization.
Christmas greetings from the lads. Andy, Jane, Drew, Nicholas, and Ted. And of course, Porgy.
I'm thinking of moving to Los Angeles. Do you know anyone in Los Angeles? Does anyone know anyone in Los Angeles?
Joy to the world from the lads. Note our new address.
Merry Christmas. Hey, you, what's going on? Just when I decide to move to New York, I see you've scampered off to the suburbs.
I find the suburbs generally safer.
Chicken. Mother wrote that you won some important election for the Republicans. I'm terribly disappointed. I love all politicians, but I find Democrats better in bed.
I'm a liberal Republican with a strong commitment to women's rights. Doesn't that count?
Depends on your position. Paintings and drawings by Melissa Gardner. The Hastings Gallery, 422 Broadway, March 18 through April 30. Opening reception, March 20, 6 to 8 p.m. Note that I've gone back to my maiden name. That's a laugh.
Got your announcement for your new show. Good luck. P.S. I'd love to have one of your paintings. We could use a little excitement on our living room walls. Seriously, what would one cost?
Come to the show and find out.
Never made your show. Sorry. Things came up.
Chicken again.
You're right.
Actually, it's just as well. I'm going through what the critics call an anarchistic phase. They say I'm dancing on the edge of an abyss. You better stay away. I might take you with me when I fall.
Dear friends, Jane tells me it's about time I took a crack at the annual Christmas letter, so here it goes. Let's start at the top with our quarterback, Jane herself, who never ceases to amaze us all. Not only has she continued to be a superb mother to our 3 sons, but she has also managed to commute into the city and hold down a part-time job in the gift shop at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Furthermore, she is now well on her way to completing a full-fledged master's degree in arts administration at SUNY Purchase. More power to Jane, so say we all. We are also proud of all 3 boys. Young Drew was soccer captain at Exeter last fall and hopes to go on to Yale. Nicholas, our rebel in residence, has become a computer genius in high school and has already received several tantalizing offers for summer jobs from local electronics firms. We all know it's tougher to place our youngsters in meaningful summer employment than to get them into Harvard, so we're very proud of how far Nick has come. Ted, our last but in no way our least, now plays the clarinet in the school band at Dickinson Country Day. Since Jane and I are barely capable of singing "You Are My Sunshine" without going disastrously flat, when we hear him produce his dulcet sounds, we look at each other in a wild surmise. We recently bought the family summer place for my brother and sister and hope to spend as much time as we can there, gardening, relaxing, and as the boys say, generally vegging out. Jane and I have become killers on the tennis court and hereby challenge all comers. If any of our friends are in the Adirondack area this summer, we expect telephone calls, we expect visits, we expect elaborate house presents. I've enjoyed very much serving on the state legislature. We've proposed and written a number of bills, and we've won some and lost some. All my life I've had the wish to do something in the way of public service, and it has been a great pleasure to put that wish into practice. For those of my friends who have urged me to seek higher office, let me simply say that I have more than enough challenges right here where I am. Jane and the boys join me in wishing each and all of you a happy holiday season.
Dear Andy, if I ever get another one of those drippy Xerox Christmas letters from you, I think I'll invite myself out to your ducky little house for dinner. And when you're all sitting there eating terribly healthy food and discussing terribly important things and generally congratulating yourselves on all your accomplishments, I think I'll stand up on my chair and turn around and moon off.
You're right. It was a smug, dumb letter, and I apologize. Jane normally writes it, and it sounds better when she does. I always felt better writing to just one person at a time, such as to you. I guess what I was really saying is that as far as my family is concerned, we're all managing to hold our heads above water in this tricky world. Jane and I have had our problems, but we're comfortable with each other now. And the boys, for the moment, are out of trouble. Nikki seems to be off drugs now, and Ted is getting help on his stammer. Porgy Jr., my old cocker, died, and I miss him too much to get a replacement. I'm thinking of running for the Senate next fall if O'Hara retires. What do you think? I'd really like your opinion. If you decide to answer this, you might write care of my office address. Jane has a slight tendency toward melodrama, particularly after she got a hold of your last little note.
Yet, I should have known. Oh, Andy, just think. Once again, you can be with all boys. Oh, hell, go for it if you want. You'll be an image of righteousness and rectitude in our God-forsaken land. Or maybe it's just me that's God-forsaken these days.
The Honorable Andrew M. Ladd III wishes to express his thanks for your generous donation to his senatorial campaign. You sent too much, Melissa. You didn't need to.
Greetings from Silver Hill. Slight regression in the liquor department. They say it's in the genes. Lord knows my mother has the problem. And my father too, in the end. Anyway, I'm working on it. Darwin is being a real shit about the girls. He's cut down on my visitation rights, so when you get to Washington, I want you to write a special law about vindictive ex-husbands, banishing them to Lower Slobovia forever and ever, amen.
Season's greetings from Senator and Mrs. Andrew M. Ladd and family.
Season's greetings, indeed. Is that all you can say to me after 40 years? I'm warning you, Andy. Keep that shit up and I'll come down and moon the whole Senate.
Sorry. My staff sent that out. Merry Christmas, old friend. How are you? Where are you these days?
Living in New York, alone for a change. But the big question is, who am I these days? That's the toughie. I keep thinking about that strange old world where we grew up in. How did it manage to produce both you and me? A stalwart, upright servant of the people, and a boozed out, cynical, lascivious old broad. The best and the worst, that's us.
Don't be so tough on yourself. Get back to your art.
I'll try.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and much love.
Much love? Much love? God, Andy, how sexy. Remember how much that meant in our preppy days? If it was just love, you were out in the cold. And if it was all my love, you were hemmed in for life. But much love meant things could go either way. Remember?
Merry Christmas and love from us all.
Saw you on 60 Minutes. You look fabulous. And that was a great little pep talk in the Senate on our responsibilities to Latin America. But don't forget to keep your eye on the ball.
Thanks for your card. What ball?
The ball is that money doesn't solve everything. It helps, but not as much as people think. Take it from one who knows. That's the ball.
Merry Christmas and love. What are you up to these days?
I'm trying to work with clay. Remember that kind that clay we used in Mrs. Nickler's art class in 4th grade? That old gray stuff? We called it plasticine. I'm trying to work with that. I'm making cars, cats, dogs. I even made a kangaroo jumping over a glass of orange juice. I'm trying to get back to some of those old feelings I had back in the homeland. I have to find feelings. Any feelings. Otherwise, I'm dead. Come down and help me search. I have a studio down in Soho where we could, we could at least have dinner and then talk about old times. Couldn't we, Senator Lang? Oh, P.S. Did you know that my mother got married again? At the age of 82? To my father's brother, yes. Well, now you have to call her Mrs. Gardner again, just like the old days. The wheel seems to be coming around full circle. Hint, hint.
A quick note on the way to the airport. When you write, put "Attention Mrs. Walpole" on the envelope. She's my private secretary. I've alerted her, and she'll pass your letters directly on to me. Otherwise, the whole office staff seems to get a peek. In haste.
I'm having a show opening January 28th through February 25. Won't you come? I'd love to have you see what I've been up to. Maybe it will ring a few old bells.
Can't make it. I'll be on an official visit to the Philippines most of February. Then a week's spring skiing at Stowe with the boys. Good luck. How did the show go? Haven't heard from you. Tell me about the show. I want to hear from you, please.
The show stank. The crowd hated it. The critics hated it. I hated it. It was nostalgic shit. You can't go home again, and you can quote me on that. I'm turning to photography now. Realism, that's my bag. The present tense. Look at the modern world squarely in the face, and don't blink. Oh, Andy, couldn't I see you? You're all I have left.
I'll be in New York next Tuesday, the 19th. Have to make a fundraising speech at a dinner. I could stop by your place afterwards.
I'll be there all evening.
Red Rose. This time I think I know what they mean.
All I know is that after last night, I want to see you again. Any chance of any other fundraisers coming up in the near future? Mrs. Walpole, are you there? Are you delivering the mail?
I'm sorry I've taken so long to reply. I've been upstate mending a few fences and then to Zurich for a 3-day economic conference, then a weekend with Jane, mending a few fences there. Darling, I'll have to ask you not to telephone the office. Every call has to be logged in, and most of them get screened by these overeager college interns who like to rush back to Cambridge and New Haven and announce to their classmates in political science that Senator Ladd is shacking up on the side. Phones simply aren't secure. At long last, the letter beats out the telephone with love. Oh, and guess what? I'm writing this with the old Parker 51 my grandmother gave me when I went away to school. I found it in the back of my bureau drawer with my scrolling key pin and my Lieutenant J.G. bars from the Navy and the Zippo lighter you gave me at some dance. The pen didn't even work at first. I had to clean it out and then traipse all over Washington looking for a store which still sells a bottle of ink. Anyway, it feels good holding this thing again. It feels good writing to you again, longhand, forming my D's and T's the way Miss Emerson taught us so long ago. I know you've never liked writing letters, but now you have to. Aha. As for business, I plan to come through New York next Wednesday, and I'll call you from the airport if there's time to stop by.
Sweetheart, I loved seeing you again.
We'll be stopping through a week from next.
Did you ever dream we'd be so good at sex?
Two uptight old wops going at it like a sale at Brooks Brothers.
I figured 50 years went into last night.
Let's go for 100.
Oh my God, come again soon, or sooner.
I'm already making
I
plans.
have to go to San Francisco to visit the girls. Couldn't we meet somewhere on the
I
way?
don't see how we could possibly go public.
Some country inn, some deliciously seedy motel.
I don't see how.
I want to see you for more than just a few hours.
Price we have to pay.
I'm getting so I think about nothing but how we
I'm not sure I can change my whole life so radically.
Other politicians have gotten divorced. Rockefeller, Reagan.
Jane, the children, my particular
You've
constituency.
become the center of my life. If you left, I don't think I could.
Because of the coming election, I don't see how we can.
Dear Andy, a reporter called up from the Daily News. What do I do about it?
Nothing.
I suppose you know all this, but there's a crack about us in Newsweek. And Mother heard some radio talk show where they actually named names. What should I do? Go away? What?
Nothing.
They called Darwin, you know. They tracked him down. Son of a bitch told them this has been going on for
I
years.
wish it had been.
Now they're telephoning. What do I say?
Say we're good old friends.
Friends I like. Good I like. Old I'm beginning to have problems with.
Then don't say anything. Hang up. This too shall pass.
Will I be seeing you again?
Better not for a while.
I meant after the election.
Better lie low for a
I
while.
miss you terribly.
Better lie low.
I need you, Andy. You're my anchor man these days. Without you, I'm not sure I can...
Hold on now. Just hold on.
Where were you? I waited 3 hours hoping that you'd at least call.
Please don't telephone. Mrs. Walpole was sick that day.
I haven't seen you in over a month now.
The coming election.
Surely you could at least take time out.
If I want to be reelected,
I need you. I need to be with you. I don't know if I can...
the election. The election. The election.
I haven't heard from you in 6 weeks, Andy. Are you trying to tell me something, Andy? Is this it, Andy? Congratulations on landslide victory. Love, Melissa.
Will we meet at your place next Sunday night?
Oh, thank God.
I meant that we have to talk.
Uh-oh. Talk. I'm afraid of talk. In fact, I dread it.
Dear Melissa, are you all right? That was a heavy scene last Sunday, but I know I'm right. We've got to go one way or the other, and the other leads nowhere. I know I sound like a stuffy fish, but I do feel I have a responsibility to Jane and the boys, and now, after the election, to my constituency, which had enough faith and trust in me to vote me back in, despite all that crap in the newspapers. And it wouldn't work with us anyway in the long run, sweetheart. We're too old. We're carrying too much old baggage on our backs. It'd last about a week if we got married. But we can still write letters, darling. We can always do that. Letters are still our strength and our salvation. Mrs. Walpole is still with us, and there's no reason why we can't continue to keep in touch with each other in this wonderful old way. I count on your letters. I always have done. I hope you will count on love. Are you there? I keep putting please forward on the envelopes, but who knows? Now I've even resorted to the telephone, but all I get is your damn machine. Please, I need to hear from you. Senator and Mrs. Andrew M. Ladd III and family send you warm holiday greetings and every good wish for the new year.
Andy Ladd, is that you? Blow-dried and custom-tailored and jogging trim at 55. Hiding behind that lovely wife with her heels together and her hands folded discreetly over her snatch. And is that your new dog, Andy? I see you've graduated to a golden retriever. And are those your sons and heirs? And help, is that a grandchild nestled in someone's arms? God, Andy, you look like the Holy Family. Season's greetings and happy holidays and even Merry Christmas, Senator Ladd. We who are about to die salute you.
Just reread your last note. What's this we who are about to die stuff? May I see you again? I want to see you again, if I may. Dear Mrs. Gardner, I seem to have lost touch with Melissa again. I wonder if you might send me her latest address. Dear Melissa, your mother wrote that you'd return to the land of Oz. I'm flying up next Thursday to see you.
No, please don't, please stay away. I let myself go. I'm fat. I'm ugly. My hair is horrible. I'm locked in at the funny farm all week, and then Mother gets me on weekends if I'm good. They put me on all sorts of new drugs, and half the time I don't make sense at all. I can't even do finger painting now without fucking it up. My girls won't even talk to me on the telephone now. They say I upset them too much. Oh, I've made a mess of things, Andy. I've made a total ghastly mess. I don't like life anymore. I hate it. Sometimes I think that if you and I had just, if we had just, just stay away, Andy, please.
Arriving Saturday morning, we'll meet you at your mother's.
No, don't! I don't want to see you. I won't be there. I'll be gone, Andy. I swear. I'll be gone.
Dear Mrs. Gardner, I think the first letter I ever wrote was to you, accepting an invitation for Melissa's birthday party. Now I'm writing you again about her death. I want to say a few things on paper I couldn't say at her funeral, both when I spoke and when you and I talked afterwards. As you may know, Melissa and I managed to keep in touch with each other most of our lives, primarily through letters. Even now, as I write this letter to you, I feel I'm writing it to her also.
Ah, you're in your element now, Andy.
We had a complicated relationship. she and I, all our lives. We went in very different directions. But somehow, for all those years, I think we managed to give something to each other. Melissa expressed all the dangerous and rebellious feelings I never dared admit to.
Now he tells me.
And I like to think I gave her some sense of balance.
Balance? Oh, God, I give up. Have it your way, Andy. Balance.
Most of the things I did in life, I did with her partly in mind. And if I said or did an inauthentic thing, I could almost hear her groaning over my shoulder. But now she's gone, I really don't know how I'll get along without her.
You'll survive, Andy.
I have a wonderful wife, fine children, and a place in the world I feel proud of. But the death of Melissa suddenly leaves a huge gap in my life.
Oh, now, Andy.
The thought of never again being able to write to her, to connect to her, to get some signal back from her fills me with an emptiness which is hard to describe.
Now, Andy, stop.
I don't think that there are many men in this world who have had the benefit of such a friendship with such a woman. There was more than friendship, too. I know now that I loved her. I loved her even from the day I first met her when she walked into second grade looking like the lost Princess of Oz.
Oh, Andy, please, stop. I can't bear it.
I don't think I've ever loved anyone the way I loved her. And I know I never will again. She was at the heart of my life, and already I miss her desperately. I just wanted to say that to you and to her. Sincerely, Andy.
Thank you, Andy.
Don't laugh, don't cry, don't experience life. Oh, I'll be there. Thank you. Thank you.
Please don't cry.
You didn't cry for us.
Slow. Very